Going live. Going live. What? I think we're live. I think we're live. Let me lock the van. I don't know if people can see this. Yeah, lock. So no one comes a knocking when we start a rocking up in here.
Oh dear.
In the van once again. As you guys are joining us, please smash those thumbs ups, ring the
I don't
bells,
want to.
share this, etc.
Not right now.
Um,
Not right now.
okay, so as I usually do around here, I'm going to remind everyone to go to hankstrange.com, sign up for our email list over there. You can also look around the site. Lola's got Lola's deals going on. She's sharing great deals on there. And there's a lot of different ways that you can support us if you look around the site. If you want to know what different platforms we're on, you can look under the Strangerholics tab. That will take you there. If you would like to support us by buying t-shirts and stuff, you can get these from Ballistic Inc. or there is a link on the website that you can go to. Also, you can get yourself some awesome patches on there. So now I got to hold it up to this camera. I'm not even ready for that. So we've got the broadcasting patch, the blaster patch, and we've got 2020 was hell in a handbasket patch that's also there, and all of those will support us. You can also buy stickers. Lola's selling these awesome grenade stickers on there. Or if you buy patches, Lola throws in stickers. So that's how that works. Thanks so much for that. Let me load up the fellas. Let's see. Let's get them in here. There we go. And I'm gonna hit the start button on the, oh, where's my start button? Okay, that's one thing I forgot to put back into place here. All right, so let's hit the start button.
Welcome back to the Hank
Boom!
Strange situation.
Make sure you guys subscribe to the
Lifestyles
channel,
of lock
smash
and
those
loading.
thumbs ups, ring the bell, Walter, ring it, ring the bell. There you go. Oh boy, we are live. I believe that we are feeding out to the folks out there. Yeah, it looks like we're feeding out to everyone out there. Let us know if there's any issues or anything like that going on. We're live. Let's do the jazz hands. Let's start with the jazz hands right there. There we go. Jazz hands going. I hope you guys have your big girl It's rocking in the van panties on, because we doing it. We're doing it. All right. This is episode 720 of the Who Moved My Freedom podcast. It's Free for All Monday. Of course, we've got Walter Keller of Safety Harbor Firearms joining us. What's up, Walt? Hope you had a good weekend.
Yeah, not bad. Valentine's Day, you know.
Oh, Valentine's Day.
Hung out with a significant other most of the day. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, cool. I will find out from everyone what everyone did for Valentine's Day. We also have Alaskan Ballistics back on the show. What's up, man? What's going on?
Not a whole lot. How you doing?
Good. You might be a little loud, so you just got to back off a little bit from the, I know you're using your phone or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, I got one question that has to be answered.
What's up?
About Alaska and the lower 48. It's got to be warmer in Alaska than a lot of places here in the U.S.
It was about 15 degrees today where I was, so it might be warming up a little bit more now.
No, that's balmy. That's literally, no, I don't know. I don't even want to be anyway. That's 15.
I remember in the past, sometimes in the winter, it'd be warmer in Alaska than it was down in the 48. So that's what I'm.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
But it was -7 all last week in the morning.
Oh, okay.
So.
Ooh, -7.
You've had your fair share then.
Okay, yeah, 15. 15 is looking good. 15 is looking good. From the -7. What? Okay. By the way, Walter, Ken says put the bell away, Walter. Ken is calling for bell control. Ken.
Oh,
Ken.
bell control.
He's calling for bell control.
Hey, it's not black. It's not black. So you guys, and it doesn't have a magazine attached to it. So.
Does it have a bayonet or?
Well, I could add one if you like. I mean, there's all kinds of bayonets here. You want a bayonet?
It's the sound of freedom ringing. It's the sound of freedom ringing. But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we're doing this out here. I hope you guys, everything's feeding through to you guys. Smash those thumbs up, share, as I always say. Let's start this off. It was Valentine's Day weekend just gone by. Walter, you were saying that you hung out with a significant other. How was that, sir?
No, it was fine. Well, in the morning I was doing some things. I'm getting ready to go to the Florida Military Vehicle Club. Is having their rally this coming weekend. So I was gathering things, pulling a generator down, starting it up, doing all that kind of stuff. And then around lunchish time, we went out well, first we went to Home Depot. That was exciting. That's couple stuff. Go to Home Depot,
Right.
And then,
Okay.
so we went to Home Depot, and then we went out to Outback and had some lunch.
Mhm.
And I came home and just pretty much just chilled,
Right. I'm
played
glad
with the internet.
Right. I'm glad you're saying that you went to Home Depot because on Sunday I kind of wound up going to Home Depot with Lola, but she wasn't very happy about it. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that in a second. All right.
Okay.
So Alaskan Ballistics, how was yours?
Oh, mine was great. My wife needed some sleep with the infant, and so I took the infant to Sportsman's Warehouse, and it's the first time going to a gun store, and showed them all the animals they had mounted there and stuff like that. She got a good nap, and that's what she wanted for Valentine's Day.
Oh, well,
She'd
that's
been up all night, so yeah.
Oh,
So
interesting.
and I sported the tactical baby gear, baby carrier while walking in Sportsman's Warehouse. So,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Yeah. So it sounds like you guys, I'm not a big celebrator of Valentine's Day, so I'm glad I'm not the only person who wasn't getting all crazy. I celebrated Lola's birthday, Christmas, of course, there's a couple of things out there, but a lot of this stuff, especially Valentine's Day, is kind of like for business.
commercialized. It's commercialized.
Yeah, it's for selling stuff. So I don't really get all up in that, But the funny thing was we did go to we went out to Aries Training Facility, and by the way, Ken out there, that's our friend Ken from K&M Arms. That's in the chat. So big shout out to him. He says short sleeves here in Phoenix. So that's awesome.
Today was a 2-shirt day for me. I started out in the morning getting my truck ready and passing it off to my friend Sean to take and load up for the rally. And I was sweating, man. I had to change shirts.
Yeah.
So that's,
Yeah. We need to get Ken back on the show, talk about some bullpups. But Ken, you got to talk to Lola and so we can get you back on here. So yeah, anyway, so I went out to Aries on Friday. Actually went out there Friday evening and met up with Trey. So I thought myself, Lola, and Trey and his wife would have dinner. When we showed up to meet them at the restaurant, which was a really nice restaurant that I got to try to remember. It was like an Asian style restaurant, but very awesome food there. So it was Trey, his wife, his brother, and his brother's wife, and then a friend of theirs, and Lola and myself, and everyone was having Valentine's Day dinner in there. So, and then actually the people in the restaurant gave all the ladies roses. So then I was like, oh, that means I don't have to give Lola roses because she got roses. So, hopefully. And I actually have a picture of that. Let me see if I can show you guys that picture. If anyone cares to see the picture of the Valentine's Day rose that I never gave to Lola, but she somehow got. Let's see if we can. Oh, here's a good one. Let's see if I can share this and run this in for the people. Look at that. So on the left, the dark skinned one is Lola, just in case. I don't know if you guys might not. Okay, so that's Lola. And then in the middle is Yilian, I want to say. That's Trey's brother, Colin. That's his wife. And then, of course, next to her is Julie, who is Trey's wife. So happy Valentine's Day to them all. And they got roses. So
yes.
Mission accomplished, as George Bush said.
Well, you know what happened with George? It wasn't accomplished for years, was it?
No, that's what I mean. Mission actually not accomplished, but they got roses.
Okay.
Does it really matter how you get the rose? I don't know.
Well, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. So that was my idea. Go ahead.
They cranked the prices of roses up so high right before Valentine's Day.
Oh, sure.
They're like $12.99 a month ago, and $25.99 in the store, this weekend.
Yeah.
And I broke down and I bought some, but I bought her earrings too. But she got me 223 brass. So what can't complain about that.
Yeah. No. Yeah, absolutely. Ken says he comes in once in a while under the radar. Just in case there's some bullpup conversation going on, I'm gonna guess. But Yeah. So I mean, listen, I'm gonna say it again, man. I think Valentine's is one of the worst Oh, okay. It's let me see. I don't know if it's number one. Is Christmas the number one worst commercialized holiday? What do you guys think?
Oh yeah.
Oh, Halloween's pretty bad too.
Halloween?
Now, Halloween's not even really a holiday, but
Yeah, it
you
is.
know,
Yeah, there's a lot of candy getting sold, a lot of costumes.
it's turned into an adult thing.
Yeah,
Halloween.
yeah, yeah. Adults are all up in there. Some adults who may not be, necessarily fitting into outfits or squeezing into outfits. If you're a big dude like me, just go with a big dude outfit. Don't try to be, you know,
Just be a ghost with a sheet. That's
yeah,
all.
yeah. You don't want to see Captain America with, it's got to be appropriate. Like do Fat Thor, if you're gonna, you know. If you want to do, yeah, if you want to do something, you got to go as fat. You have to make it fit, okay? Lola says the restaurant we went to was Momji Japanese Steakhouse, and it was, I'm guessing, somewhere around Orlando. Yeah. I don't even know exactly where it was, but it was pretty awesome. They had some. Do you guys know about boba tea? You guys know what boba tea is?
Sounds familiar, but I don't know.
It's like this tea that there's a lot of boba tea, I guess, restaurants or places, because it's popping up where they make this. It's basically a boba tea, and it has like these little granules of things usually in it that tastes pretty good at the bottom. But it's a tea. It's like a very milky tea that's usually got ice and different things like that. Lola brought it for me the other day, and she brought one that had lychees in it. So this place, there's a lady there that makes boba tea, and I'm going to share this with you guys because this is probably some of the most amazing. Here, I'll throw up a picture of this boba tea. So check it out. This is actually a bear inside of the boba tea, which is actually this bear is made of frozen boba tea inside the boba tea. And I took a bunch of different pictures of this. So
it sounds awfully complicated to me.
Well, it was according to Lola, it was really delicious and cute. But basically, boba tea is like a milky iced tea kind of thing, with some stuff in the bottom.
You lost me right there. I don't do teas, so you lost.
You don't do teas? Oh, okay. Well.
If I pour the bear tea out by my bear baiting station, will it get bears to come to me?
I don't know. They might run away. Yeah. Lola says.
Alaska practical questions.
Yes. Oh, okay. You want to be practical. Lola says it's in Eustis, Florida. Let's see. Ken says plastic balls in the tea. No, it's like, so it usually has fruit that's, kind of like little tiny fruit that's got little things in it. I don't know what they're called. Why you? Yeah, Lola will say it at some point in here. We'll tell you guys what it is. And David Lopez says that looks awesome. Wonder how long it took to make the bear. I'm assuming she had a mold of some sort and just froze the bear in there.
I don't even want to ask what this boba tea cost.
Yeah. I don't actually know. 42 Chill says looks tasty. Imposter says that's some scary looking shiznit right there. And Kathleen Music Lover said I would eat the bear. So I guess according to Lola it was delicious. It never got shared with me. And Brass Catcher says like pomegranate seeds. Yes, stuff like that is usually on the bottom, like cool things like that. So yeah. So and then Eric Hammond says it's tapioca that's flavored.
Okay, I know what tapioca is.
Yeah, Chris Bullis says fruity balls. Yes.
There's plenty of them running around, that's for sure.
Yeah. Len Holt says that poor bear is freezing his balls off. So Alaska Ballistics, I'm guessing you don't have this kind of stuff in Alaska. It hasn't made it out to Alaska yet.
Hasn't made it out to Alaska.
Let's see. Ken says bubble tea is a tea-based drink originating in Taichung, Taiwan in the early 1980s. It includes chewy tapioca balls or a wide range of other toppings. Ice-blended versions are frozen. There you go. LV Louis Cypher says Poke the Bear. And B Tamp says, "Are we talking about food again?" Yes. And Kathy Music Lover says, "Like a pudding drink." So Len Holt says, "Oh, China." So there you go.
I tell you, when I went to Outback, I kept it simple. I had steak and shrimp and a baked potato.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Pretty good.
Yeah, like a true-blooded American. Listen, if you want to get one of these out your way, Alaskan Bill, you might if you start a boba tea franchise in Alaska. I guarantee you, it's going to be more lucrative for you than being a gun YouTuber.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
You stand a better chance, even though Alaska is already cold and frozen. You stand a better chance of selling ice to Eskimos than you do. So I know we were talking about this behind the scenes, but how's the channel going?
Oh, it's doing pretty good. I mean, it was growing pretty well there, and then YouTube just like slashed everything in half about mid-January. But it's growing pretty good. We're up a little bit. Still producing a video every week. Still have a live chat every Tuesday, and you know,
I'm showing the
things are
channel.
starting
I'm showing the channel for the folks out there. You guys need to go subscribe to this channel. Lots of good stuff going on. I see you did 6.5 versus 308.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a 6.5. I'm a 6.5 fanboy. I'm one of those guys. So.
Lots of ammo comparisons going on. Are the ammo comparison? Oh, those ammo comparison videos are actually doing pretty good.
Yeah, some of them are. Yeah, they're actually doing pretty good. Yeah, I got a ton of rifles to compare and a ton of handguns to compare. Sorry, and just starting to do a lot of hand loading for them all now. So.
Okay. So, Walter, do you think that the ammo stuff is doing good because it's like porn for gun guys who don't have ammo? So they're looking at all the ammo videos. This is probably genius. I didn't even think of that.
I did on some of that same subject. Right before the show here, I was watching Robsky's newest video. It's about the barrel pistol that they're importing now. Mm-hmm. And he was doing this like each round like hurt. Like having fun with the ammo thing, but yeah.
Yeah, it's tough out there, man. It's tough out there for us gun guys. Did you notice a big bump since this whole ammo thing is taken on? Or these were always doing good on your channel?
Well, most of them I filmed since March, so since the ammo started disappearing. A few of them were doing great on the channel beforehand, and but yeah, that's mostly what I do is shoot over a chronograph and then do some type of redneck science test with pork shoulders or whatever and pull the bullet out, and people like to see it. So yeah, it's been some of them have blown up really nicely. Some of them, I thought would blow up and haven't. Some of them more apply to bear protection, and people in Florida and Georgia don't really watch it that much, but it's done nicely, and when YouTube doesn't kill them, so
yeah, kind of like the secret to YouTube for folks out there who are interested. This might not mean anything to anyone, but kind of like the secret for YouTube is if you do videos and those videos blow up, well, this is what you're doing from now on. You just need to do. Yeah, you need to do more of those videos.
I guess I need to change tires on mini bikes and rebuild generators.
Yeah, whatever your big videos.
Because those are the ones that have the most views on my channel.
Yeah.
On Dirtfoot Racing, that is.
All of this craziness that's going on, right? That's been happening now. I feel like this has been. So they've always suppressed us, but it's been bad the last year or so. Right? It's been extra bad, and then it got a little bit better before the elections, which was weird. Like I noticed there was a bump right before the elections, and then as soon as the elections went down, we all got shut down. But before all of that, the big stuff was always with Sam Andrews and the How It's Made stuff, so I did a lot of that. But then since then, those aren't like staying in the top 10 so much. as like political videos and talking about those things. I do try to, like, you can so easily, just burn yourself out and even burn folks out, I think, out there by just going, this bill's coming and it's going to destroy your whole world, getting crazy. I'm not trying to say we shouldn't pay attention to all the bills, because we absolutely should, but we've kind of have to go like slow and steady like the tortoise when it comes to this. Otherwise we're going to just, like, we're going to lose it. We're going to be burnt out on it. But those are the videos that are doing well, and I guess, the reason that they're doing well is because people are concerned about that stuff.
Absolutely. I support Jared on Guns and Gadgets over on Patreon, and like, I believe in what he's doing, but I don't watch every video because it's like, I don't want to go to bed depressed every night,
Mm-hmm.
It's just, it is what it is. But I love what he's doing. I mean, he does more for us than the NRA does, right?
For sure.
So anyway.
Yeah. I feel like, Jared's doing a good job, and I don't, and he's not, I don't feel like he's doing the, oh my God, everything, There's some other people doing that. I feel like he's letting people know a lot of things that are going on. What's up, Walt?
The chat is buffering. Meaning they're getting the roundy round circle and the audio video. I mean, I'm watching on the other thing. People are saying it's doing the same thing I'm seeing. So just let you know.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think we were good. We were good going in here. Someone was just saying, oh, the chat's looking, it's looking good. You're not getting any kind of buffering. I did. If you guys noticed that the camera is now shaking. So the folks who were looking on Thursday, there was a lot of shake in the camera. So now I've got the camera attached to some furniture. That's why it's kind of looking down on me. So we got that worked out. And then Lola was also on the internet, which I think I have worked out because I set her up where she... So right now I'm getting 187 download and a 28 upload. So I would just say that it's like my internet on my side is pretty consistent. I don't know if YouTube is throttling us, because I'm getting a pretty good... I could take a picture of the download that I'm getting from here just to show you guys that, I'm not trying to like mess you guys over or anything. But I could show you my, let me include my, let me run the download thing in. Well, actually, even I could show you, because I just realized that it could go. So there you go. That's what we're getting right now on our download. So, I don't...
Could it be the...
Huh?
Could it be the three of us together? Because my internet's pretty darn slow. Being in Alaska, 35 minutes from Anchorage, and right by a 6,000 foot mountain next to my house. So
no, I think you're coming in. So on our end, so the way that all this works is that you two guys are dialing in to me. So that's taking up some bandwidth because you're dialing in. And then I have this going through a software that's looking at my camera and my audio and stuff like that, and then it's going up to YouTube, and then I share the link, so some people are probably looking at it from Facebook or other places, but we're like, none of us you're not noticing anything from your end, right? You're seeing and hearing everything fine, right?
I'm fine on my end here.
Yeah.
So.
And as I could show you guys again, I could do a live. Let's see if I could do this here. I will go to my screen. Let me see. Let me share my screen with everyone. This is my screen right here. Let's do that. I'll show you all what we're getting. Okay, go to the speed test, and I'll do it again, and we'll see what we're getting on the speed test, because I don't believe that it's us. But let's see. Let's take a look here.
It's because the lines are frozen. The lines are frozen. That's what it is.
So right now we're getting like 180 something on our download. So that's me pulling you guys in and getting internet stuff, or getting the chat in and all that. And it's a little bit slower, maybe like 15, 16 on the upload. It's 18 or whatever right now on the upload, 20. And all of that should be good enough to get the stuff out there without it buffering to everyone. So that's what's a little weird, and I don't exactly... Wait, sorry. I know this. you're seeing crazy stuff. I can actually use this to show you guys around the RV, which I could do if the folks want it. So, yeah, so Armament and Access says working okay now. I'm not sure what was going on. I know before Lola was getting on it on Thursday, but she was trying to get on her phone and then using a hotspot. But what you have to do is shut off everything on your phone and tether it to your computer. Like shut off the Wi-Fi on your computer and your phone, and then connect it from the charging cable or something directly phone to computer, and then you can get on the phone's data that way without getting onto other stuff if you're using an iPhone. So I don't know. Maybe it's YouTube. I don't know that it's really this. Yeah. So
it's working now. So
yeah. CB says it's better now. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna drive because once we've hit our last day on the rental for the studio space, I won't be able to do this anymore. I have to turn off the internet there and all that. So then I'll be on the phones. So maybe tomorrow or one of these days here, I'm gonna drive out somewhere and test the phone speeds and see if we get better from that, because that's how we're gonna be doing this. Unless, for example, I'm going to drive up to Safety Harbor and plug into Walter's Wi-Fi, or
it's not that good sometimes. Don't expect.
No, I know. It might be worse. And then or what I might do is pay to have internet or something put in someone else's space that's in Gainesville, and somehow drive up there and link up to that. But we'll see what's going on there. Shout out to Big Drake.
You don't.
Go ahead. What's up?
You don't want to drive up here for my Wi-Fi whatsoever.
No.
Oh.
No.
So is what Elon Musk is doing with his Starlink? Is that
Starlink?
What it is?
Yeah.
Is that going to affect you guys up there? You think you see a benefit from that? Or?
Good question, Walt. What do you think about that, Alaskan?
Yeah, I do think we'll see a benefit up here for that. It'll really stink when you're trying to take pictures of the northern lights and you get the satellites flying by in your photos. But other than that, I think it'll really benefit us as far as it's the only way we can get internet that's fairly reliable. I think it's going to be really good. I just don't know where it's available yet. I don't think it's available here yet. But
did you try for the beta? Did you try to because now it's in a wide open beta. So before they had a limited beta. And at the end of last week, I think Wednesday or Thursday, they opened it up for all of the country that you can actually go online to Starlink. And if you put, I think, $99 down, you can get online. And then there's a wider beta that they're opening. And when it's in your area, they'll contact you if they've got slots open in your area. And then you could jump on. I know that Lola did it while we were on the show. Have you looked into that?
I have not looked into it at all, but now I will, because our internet's like $120 a month for as slow as it is.
Yeah, so. I think that the Starlink is going to be about $99 a month, but should be better, better speed. So, and then Walter, man, when they get that all out of beta and they open that up, different ball game for the planet, not just for us in America. In terms of getting internet access.
Yeah, I mean, you still got to be able to pay for it.
Yeah, yes. I mean, $99 is... Look, do you know what...
That's still a lot of money for a lot of people. So.
Yeah, it is. It is. Do you know what we pay for the studio internet?
Not a clue.
About $320 a month.
Holy shit!
Ask Lola. She's in the chat. I keep telling you guys, this is expensive. This channel, I'm lucky if it makes $100 every month.
I would be sitting at McDonald's. I would be sitting at McDonald's with the old folks doing the show, man. That's what I'm talking about.
And Starbucks showing guns, yeah.
Hey Joey, come here, man. Bring me the coffee over there. You know what I'm saying? Come on.
Everything for the show costs so much money. This is how it goes. Yeah. But look, and the thing with Starlink is if you're in LA or if you're in New York City, you're probably getting amazing internet speeds and not spending a bunch of money. Because you can go, because you probably have fiber, or you have what's the other one? You got cable, which is at least decent. The fiber is pretty fast, and it's not expensive. But we live in the country, so even though we're not in Alaska, like we got nothing out there. It's crap. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, Black Sword Shinobi says, Hank, you robbed. But those speeds I just showed you guys. Now we're using Wi-Fi here, but usually when I'm upstairs in the studio, everything was connected by Ethernet, and it's a solid like 300 download and 30 upload, and that's what was enabling us, and that's what the going prices are here for that kind of stuff. You know, it's just like, you know, so I hope Starlink comes on. I know that, I don't know if either one of you noticed it, but in my neighborhood, they actually dug and buried fiber optic lines. And I can see there's a white pole with an orange thing on it that says fiber optic, but they didn't turn it on. So I don't know. They probably got money to do that, and then they dug the lines, but they don't know if they want to turn it on or not.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we have fiber around here too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. James Miller says, I think right now they're servicing the northwest area of the U.S. So, yeah.
That's me.
Yeah, Mighty.
Well, I've seen
Go ahead.
I've seen them talk about they've done some towns in Alaska already that are already, as the beta thing, testing it out and stuff. Yeah. So.
Yeah, the beta is open wider, so you should definitely go online when you get a chance and see. What you got going there. Mighty Streaming says more junk in space. You guys really think it's going to be space junk?
Well, you know, that brings up a good subject. You know, a couple of years ago, whenever it was, everybody was screaming about space junk. Space junk, space junk, space junk. And now they're throwing those little satellites up there as fast as they can launch the rockets. Now, granted, you know, when they say space junk, they're talking about, you know, it might be a little piece, you know, half-inch diameter piece of metal floating through. But you know, I guess space junk's out the door when Elon Musk is launching the satellites. I don't know.
Yeah, the biggest thing for it is like for people wanting to do astronomy and look through telescopes, and you know, professional astronomers, like it can seriously damage like, you know, their quality of images and stuff that they get. I watch a lot of astronomy channels on YouTube when I'm bored. So
yeah,
they were always talking about space junk hitting other things in space, like the International Space Station, and and all it just takes a little fleck of material to kill you if you happen to be that unlucky person that gets hit by the space junk, or your satellite gets hit by space junk.
So I think so the Starlink stuff is in low orbit, right? So yeah, it's not going to hit those things.
Eventually, that stuff will probably, one by one, with age, they burn back up and fall back down.
Yeah,
you know.
That's not really going to create anything. And I think, as Alaskan was saying, I saw Elon Musk on Joe Rogan, and Rogan asked him about that, and he said that it's really only he said only the amateur guys looking into space. The professionals will be fine. It's like, okay. So the people with strong...
Who discovers a lot of stuff?
I'm guessing it's the amateur guys more than the professional guys, but...
I hear this.
No, is it the professional? Really?
The professional guys discover a lot more stuff, yeah.
Okay, all right. So, yeah. You know, James Miller says, anytime you can hardwire your connection versus wireless, you're better off. Yes, that's true.
Your connections work.
Yeah, in our situation, you know, we've got to get one of my options, like I said, is I would have to get that internet put in somewhere, and what I'm paying for is like a business line. So I would have to get that put in somewhere, and then go there and take the cable line and plug it into the van on the outside, and then bring the router in here and plug it all in and power it up. And then, you know, so I have to pull up to, like, let's say we do it with Babyface P, which, by the way, everyone say happy birthday to Babyface P on social media. Today is his birthday, and that's why he's hiding out from us, and he's not on FreeForAll Monday. He went off to, where did he go, Walt?
He's in North Carolina.
North Carolina, yeah. He's in North Kakalaka.
Probably froze, iced in or something in North Carolina.
Iced in, having a good old time, enjoying being snowed in or whatever, or snowboarding down the slopes or whatever. You know, maybe someone's going, what is that thing again? You know, those, like, you know, where he says where he goes out to is real country. You know, so that, what's the name of that movie with Burt Reynolds?
Oh, Deliverance.
Yeah,
Deliverance.
Someone's probably going Deliverance on him right now.
when it's like, you know, 15 degrees or whatever, people aren't out being deliverant. They're inside staying warm. Yeah. Remember Jesse Smollett was attacked when it was like 20, when it was like 20 below in Chicago.
Oh boy.
Like, no, negative. That's why that was a big hoax.
Yeah. So anyway, it's his birthday. I don't know how we got. So let's say I go to his house and set it up there. Then I have to drive up there every day, grab the cable line, plug it into the van, you know, like a hookup if you go to an RV place, and then have the stuff. You know, so I don't know. And it's a lot of money, and I'm really just trying to save money because the apocalypse might be upon us.
If you got to plug into somebody else's internet, what are you gaining? I mean, you might as well be sitting in their garage. I don't know. You know.
Yeah. So you know what? Let's go on to some other stuff here. So from between Thursday and today, Trump got acquitted. What? Anyone following that?
Yeah, I saw that. It's like, okay. But you know what? So now, guess what's next on the docket?
They'll find some.
Guns.
Oh man.
G-U-N-S, guns.
Well, that's what. Yeah, that's what Biden said. Yeah.
You know, they didn't do anything. Everybody's like, oh, they forgot about it. No, they ain't forgot about it.
No.
They were going after their favorite target again. You know, and of course, you know, Democrats typically shot their wad, and you know, it didn't happen, luckily for him. So, whether you like him or not, that was not a good idea. So, because you know, this opens up this idea. Well, you can go after anybody, then. Well, you know, like, look at poor Mr. Obama. Look at all the crap he did. Look at what Bill Clinton did. Come on, man. You know,
I was wondering if we could impeach Obama for inciting the murder of 12 Dallas police officers. I put a post on Instagram about that. I mean, it's like, while they're out of office, we might as well impeach them.
I mean, can we impeach Obama and Bush for sending guns across the border illegally to Mexico and killing tens of thousands of Mexicans and Americans as well? I think that's definitely all been adjudicated. Now it's time to impeach their asses. And what do we do? Do we pull Secret Service after that? They don't get Secret Service anymore. Got to take back the libraries. They can't run for office or whatever nonsense. Yeah.
Yeah. This is an exception though. They're not Trump.
Yeah.
You know, none of those people that hated the devil person.
But once again, Trump is the top Teflon Don. He's the Teflon Don. He took it over from John Gotti, another infamous New Yorker. Yeah, John Gotti, Donald Trump, and Hank Strange. You know, I don't think
got John Gotti, so he didn't.
What got him? What got him?
Cancer. He died of cancer, if I'm not mistaken. So.
Yeah. John Gotti was truly a bad guy. That was truly a bad dude out there. People don't realize how bad he was. He was a truly bad person. Trump didn't do anything here, but his whole entire presidency, he was getting impeached all the way through. None of it worked. And by the way, I don't think those guys are done with that.
Oh, speaking of all this impeachment thing, one of the lovely senators is from Alaska. Are you guys going to work to get that piece of crap out of
Yes,
office?
we are. I've been asked to run several times, but I can't physically. I can't.
What's the name of the Alaskan? It was a Republican, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, she's a rhino.
Right.
But yeah. Lisa Murkowski.
Okay.
The day. Let's see. What it was. One of the days while Trump was a lame duck, I forgot what she did, but there was a sign on the highway going north out of Anchorage. People were holding sheets down saying Lisa must go. So there's definitely, yeah, we're working. We're working. There's like an 8,000 member Facebook group, and there's no 8,000 member Facebook groups from Alaska at all. They're all like 2,000 at best. There's an 8,000 member Facebook group on Get Lisa Out, and it's just all about, yeah, there's some stuff. It's going because we don't want her either. We don't like her. You know, she got in there because of her daddy. The last time, here's the interesting thing. The last time she ran, she got beat in the Republican primary and then ran as an independent and split the vote and still won.
So we have a person we have a person down here called Charlie Crist.
Please. Man.
Charlie Crist has been Republican. He's
Democrat.
Been
Independent.
Yep.
He's been straight. He's been straight. He's been not straight.
Yeah. Well, he's more gay than he is.
He's done it. He's done it all. He's done it all.
Yeah. We have one of those here.
Yeah. So one, I got a couple questions about this, Alaskan. One, why aren't you running, sir?
Well, being a school teacher, I have to quit my job to run, and I can't support my family and run at the same time, you know. Two, before I met my wife, there was probably enough women to get me scandalized. So that's all I got to say.
You know, you know what? All you do is like, you know what? Yeah, I did it.
Yeah.
And that's what I only get about people. When you come out and say, hey, okay, I smoked the pot. What do you want? What do you want?
I agree with that.
You get in trouble when you come out and you say, "Oh, I didn't do that." And then everybody comes out of the woodwork as they start to pay them, you know, to talk. You know, it's like, yeah, sure, we did it. So what's wrong? What's up?
None of us are innocent. None of us are innocent.
We have a really good state legislator here who's been awesome. I got his phone number, and I am trying to get him to run.
Okay, what's his name?
And his first name's David, and it has totally slipped my mind at the moment. But
okay.
Let me look it up. But he's definitely really good, and I'm trying to get him to run. I'm not saying he is, but I've been texting him or been emailing him. He's like, there'll be big news sometime. You know, he's not trying to play it out. I'm going to try to have him on the channel soon. See if he wants to. But yeah. Yeah.
If you know someone that you trust, you believe that person is pro-Constitution, pro-Second Amendment, dude, even if it's you, listen. Family is first here, man. I know you got to take care of the family, and especially out in Alaska, it's not easy. If you had to run and we had to figure out like how to get people behind you or whatever, man, I'll talk about it every day if that helps to get you the funding or something like that, so you can run. I mean, we honestly we gotta get good guys out there doing this, but I understand, you know, where you're coming from. So if someone else that you believe in, you bring them to us, we'll do what we could do, and I would hope the whole gun community would get behind them as well.
Okay, his name is David Eastman.
And
he is, and he's a state legislator here. He is instrumental in getting the red flag laws not passed out of the committee here for 4 years in a row. And he was instrumental in that, so he was doing a really good job. He got censored in the state legislature because they made this bill up to try to get the U.S. Mint to print up Alaskan coins for the state of Alaska, and they had some Native Alaskan rather, still Native American on the coins. And because it was a stupid bill that would waste a lot of money that would probably not get printed anyway, he was the only one to vote no on him, so they censored him and stripped him of all of his committee rights. And so anyway, I ended up having to text other people on the committee because it came down to one vote for the red flag laws instead of 2 or 3. But there's some good people here, and if it gets to that point, but my thing is like before I could run and make a difference, I think the crap is going to go down. You know, it's 2 years before Murkowski is, she doesn't get elected till 2022 again, okay? Or she doesn't go for run. So I think, you know, the crap is going to go down way before then. I mean, even with your governor telling the fraudulent president to F off, I think, you know, we're going to see a lot of states assert themselves, and to me, you know, we've lost our country as far as our Bill of Rights and stuff a long time ago. So why don't us in freedom-loving states continue the U.S. and tell them they have left? All right. So I'm, you know, when Lola sent me the invitation for this, said, would you talk about gun controls, and you want to know my thoughts? Well, my thought is it's time to secede from the Union, and I think we're there. And I know a lot of people aren't there, but if we push that narrative, then if we push the narrative as conservatives, and hey, y'all have left freedom, push that narrative. Maybe not us succeed, but let's say they've succeeded from the Union. The very moment that Biden put that up on his website, to me, he's not a legitimate leader of the United States. Neither was Trump when he pushed red flag laws. Something that violated the Constitution came out of your mouth, and so you are no longer a legitimate leader of this country. You know, you're no longer a legitimate thing. You violated your oath of office. Just because nobody's holding you accountable to it doesn't mean you're legitimate anymore. You know. So I think the only way to hold the liberals accountable is to leave, or to have said they left, more specifically, because, you know, California is, I mean, there are several things there you can't do that has nothing to do with guns, but like, I mean, you call a transgender by the wrong name, you can get sued, you know. That's not cool, you know. That's not America, you know. You have the freedom of speech to say what you want, right? And there's a lot, it's time for us to say that the left has left America, and let's go ahead and let's say, you know, we are forming our own America right here, because the left has left the United States.
Okay. Yeah. What do you say to that, Walter?
Yeah. I mean, I mean, I agree with you. Where's the Alaska's governor? Where does he at? Is he a Democrat, Republican?
He's actually a pretty good guy. I've talked to him in person once, and I actually told him thank you for standing against red flag laws, and he said I will. He was kind of passing by at Cabela's, of all places, when I was working there, and he's pretty good. In his State of the State address, the term Alaskan sovereignty and stuff like that came up probably about 15-20 times in the State of the State address. He's a Republican, or as I like to call them, Republicans. But
by the way, I know some people say that we're lagging again or whatever. I'm going to cut in just to show you guys what we're getting on the speed, and I'm not saying that we, you know, may not be having some issues there, but that's what our speed looks like. So you know, I mean, it could, I'm not, as I said, it could well be buffering, but on our end, you know, but the speeds are probably going up and down a little bit all over. So hopefully everyone gets it back there. So yeah, in terms of states seceding from the Union or separating, man, I can't argue with you on that. That's what I would say. I think that it's probably time in America for the states that that really believe in the Constitution to stand up and say, if the rest of you states, you know, want to do this, actually they should all secede. You know, that's really what I think. They should all leave and do their thing and go to hell, and you know, let us continue to thrive and move on. Go ahead, Walt.
You really heard them is you turn off all the tax money that gets sent to the federal government.
Yeah.
You turn off all the money collected by gasoline tax. You turn off all those tax things. You just keep it. You don't give it to federales so they can give it away to California and New York and all these other lame places.
Yeah.
You know, that's how you'll get them in the gut. You know?
Yeah.
Even worse, like I'm advocating. I meant to do a whole video on this. I did a live chat on it, but I'm advocating for peaceful succession. Let's draw up a succession pact. we could still be military allies with the former, United States. They could still trade with us. You just have to have a passport to cross the border, right? And the thing about that is once they go full socialism, they'll turn this place into they'll turn the East Coast and the West Coast into Venezuela, or worse, and they'll come crawling back. I mean, let's be honest, we'd be one country again in a couple of generations.
Do we really want them back? I don't know.
It wouldn't even take that long. California and New York, these places can't survive without federal
on
money.
Its own. No, California can't survive.
They cannot support a week without federal money.
New York and New Jersey are not far behind.
Yeah, all these liberal places all depend on that federal money coming in for all their little touchy-feely programs that they have.
To be honest with you, so do all the other states do too. I mean, there are a lot of red states that would enforce gun laws if they had their federal funding pulled. And there are a lot of rhino-ish governors that would do the same thing. I don't think Alaska would, because we're like, screw you, we got oil money. But as far as federal money goes, there are a lot of red states that get federal money. So if there's a national red flag law passed, if those states aren't enforcing it, then that is still going to be they're going to pull the federal money from those states. And just like Trump threatened to do with sanctuary cities, right? Pull the federal funding from them, right? And so they'll do the same to us. To me, it's not so much the funding as Texas has to succeed first, in my opinion, because they're rich and legally they can do so when they're chartered, right? When they join the United States, they can legally succeed. The rest of us, it's about what we can enforce, right? And while slavery was awful 150 years ago, 170 years ago, whatever it was now, don't get me wrong, the federal government was overstepping the Constitution to invade the South, right? Okay. Don't get me wrong, slavery was awful. It should have never happened. But they were definitely overstepping the bounds. And we wouldn't be in what we were today had the South been able to enforce their independence. Slavery was a dying institution in the South, too. People don't realize that because, a lot of states had stopped the importation of new slaves. And so and a lot of slave owners were feeling guilty and freeing slaves in their will. And there was a lot of stuff going on then, and had those states been able to enforce it, they wouldn't have had an overbearing federal government. Now we have an overbearing federal government. We're fighting the same war, but on the right side of morality, if that makes sense. And like if Texas goes, then Oklahoma will go, because if Texas goes, if they say, hey, we're seceding from the Union, and there is a bill in the state legislature for Texas, according to a couple of Texans in my last live chat, there is a bill, I think it's 137, in the House Bill 137 in Texas to do so. And if they go, then any county or land that borders Texas can go too. And so what you'll see is from Texas to Montana will go, and then from Texas east probably to Alabama will go. And at that point, how does California, New York, New Jersey eat? It's not even the money issue.
They can't feed themselves.
They can't feed themselves. That's the issue. So I mean, you'd have some small organic farms here and there. You have some commercial farms here and there in those states. But even states like Georgia, where I'm from originally, you drive through Georgia, you don't see cornfields. You see pine tree plantations because the boll weevil killed all the cotton. And killed all the crops. So I'm highly in favor of succeeding, and I think we need to put pressure on Texas to at least push the narrative. Because if we push the narrative, hey, you guys have left America, you're not freedom loving anymore. If we push that narrative, somebody's going to realize, hey, there's consequences to our action.
Yeah.
Maybe they back down. Maybe they back down. Maybe they don't, but maybe they do.
So here's a comment from David Lopez. He says Texas is next California thanks to their high taxes. So this is my thing I was going to say to you since we're talking about Texas. I mean, Texas is a bunch of little countries inside of it, including some very liberal ones, right? I mean, Austin, for example, is definitely
you know how you fix that? you shut down this college system thing. The only reason these liberal cities exist, for example, Gainesville, is because of the school.
Yeah.
Once you take that school away, and that money for that school, where you're handing it out to teach the socialism, there ain't no more socialism in that town. So yeah. I mean,
and it's not just the money that they're getting. You have to so like University of Florida is a good example, Walter. They don't pay taxes, but they own about 75% of Gainesville.
Well,
they own stuff, so they're using the tax money to buy stuff and own things. They don't pay taxes, and that makes Gainesville itself, any businesses here that are not the University of Florida, like there's a whole bunch of different taxes. Like Gainesville has a bed tax, which basically means if you come, like they figured out a lot of people come here to watch the games, so there's an extra tax when you stay in a hotel.
Well, once again, why is that? Because of the school. Do you have to have a football team at a school?
No.
No.
I don't know. Some people are all into that. I'm not into it.
It's all part of the big racket.
Yeah.
The big
absolutely.
Racket,
Yes.
College football is heroin for a lot of people. Even though they never went to that school, they follow it, they believe it, they love it, and it's like you didn't even go there. What's the well, they don't have a whole lot else going on there.
It's a lot of money that they have that they're using to employ each other and push the whole thing forward. And
right.
All of that. I'm with you on that. Yeah, it's an absolute racket. The whole education system in America needs to be changed. I mean,
it's about making money. It's not about teaching anything anybody can use. Liberal arts degree. Okay, whoa, what is that? Okay, but you just gathered up 40 or 50 grand from that, or 100 grand from that student, to pay that professor.
Yeah.
Well, being a school teacher, I can tell you here's the issue K through 12. The issue K through 12 is kids get passed on no matter what. They are socially promoted. It doesn't matter if they made the grades or not. Part of it is because if they fail them, the teacher could get in trouble if they didn't teach well enough or do all these dotted I's and cross their T's. Part of it is the Special Education Act of 1994, Public Law 942. I forgot what it was, but it's a Special Education Act, and it allows for people to be passed on socially promoted. And if you're sitting in first grade and Ding Dong over there doesn't know his ABCs and can't read the word cat, and then you see him in second grade, what are you going to do? I mean, why would you try?
Yeah, stop trying, which is what the kids are doing. It's not cool to be smart anymore.
Well, yeah. How do we have these thousands of college graduates? I see some of these people come out of college, and I'm like, how the hell did you get through that? I thought that was supposed to be hard, Or I didn't go because I couldn't afford it. But I mean, these people are not really that smart. They're just, I don't know what they are. I mean, I guess they paid their dues and paid their tuition, and they got passed through. I guess, I don't know. There's no money in failing people, right?
You're right. There's not, and there's actually college professors who actually do get in trouble for failing too many kids now. Yeah. It used to be how many kids did you fail? It was a prestige thing. Sorry, Hank, go ahead.
No. I was going to say, since we have you here as a teacher, I hate to segue out of what we were talking about and talk about that, but I think we have a great opportunity here with the virus situation and everything that's come out of that. Although I don't really agree with it. I think we're dealing with something here that we all need to get sick with and then move on from that, right? But the shutdown stuff and keeping the kids home is a great opportunity for us if we take it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think a lot of parents have discovered they can do homeschooling. So I think you're going to see more homeschool. I think a lot of people will go to online schooling. I definitely think that we're just now getting kids back. And it's definitely different with the virus and everything. And I've known people that have the virus, and I'm at high risk for dying because of chronic sinus issues and chronic sinus infections I get all the time. So I would have trouble breathing pretty badly. So I don't want to get it, and I wear a mask where I go and all that kind of stuff. Does it really help more than 2%? Probably not. But like, but I understand where you're coming from, as in let's treat it like chickenpox, you know? I mean, and there's definitely that, but you're gonna see like the you're gonna see the education system kind of like bounce back as of next year. I think the plan is next year, unless there's like tons of people dying. My district's going to be fully school come August. It's going to be everything's fully done, you know.
I mean,
And that's kind of scares me with the Biden administration, because you know they planned that. In my opinion, they at least put together that Parkland shooting. I mean, you know, they put people there. They knew he was unstable, and they didn't do anything about it. You know, so.
So Walter's grumbling like a grizzly bear here. Walter, come in, come. What do you? What's going on with you?
To me, the school is the whole school thing, and keeping kids out of school is a waste of time. I mean, yes, some of the teachers and stuff are at more risk of catching something, but correct me if I'm wrong. The kids don't die from this, like a lot of adults do.
Not sure the numbers or percentage.
Right,
no.
Yeah,
and if you
none of us are doctors here, but yeah, I would say.
But if you look at actual numbers, not numbers where somebody died because they had diabetes and somebody died because people are completely healthy just dropping dead from COVID, doesn't happen that often. It does not. That's the facts.
No,
I mean, usually
there's a lot of people dying. There's a lot of people dying because, or getting very sick because a lot of things that would have been otherwise caught by them going and making their regular doctor visits are not being caught. I mean, I went to see my doctor last week, and she was complaining to me that I didn't, like, you know, I've had Crohn's disease and stuff like that, so she's like, you got to get a colonoscopy every 5 years. I was supposed to get it in 2020, and she's like, oh, you didn't get it. I was like, well, you guys shut everything down,
well,
so
because,
my thing got canceled.
Because your system was screwed up.
Yeah,
that's what it is. I mean, that's like shutting down the hospitals or shutting down. If a girl wants to get I had my eyes fixed, okay, so that was elective surgery, right? Why do you have to stop that? Why do you have to stop?
I don't think there's
not
a reason.
You're going to take. I got the same precautions when I got it done that I would have had before. It's all.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just
but here's what we're saying. Here's what I think about we did shut the schools down, and they've been shut down now for probably we're in a year, right? If we haven't hit a year, we're very close to it. That schools.
Well, they're back in school. The kids are back in school.
Some of them are, like colleges really aren't back. There's some schools that are back and some that aren't. I think Florida is more so than other places. But that was a great opportunity during that time to change this whole situation, right?
Yeah, but okay,
some people. So Walter, actually, Walt, sorry, hold on a second. I'm gonna take you off the screen. Peggy wants you to call her. answer your phone. the boss lady's
with me, so I can't answer.
Yeah, go get it, because the boss lady's calling you. She just texted me, so that's emergency situations. I don't think it's that bad, but there you go. Yeah, better get that phone, Walter. Before you get to SmackDown. So, you know what? I really think it was a good opportunity. We could have, if we were thinking about more than politics and stuff like that, we could have planned some things to change the way that this whole school system is being handled. But obviously there's unions and things like that are not about that, right? They want to go back to business as usual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's because the unions make their money through dues and through donations and all that stuff. So, it's the unions don't want to change school. They don't want to fail kids. They don't want to have consequences for kids, even though that would get them more jobs. So, because if you have a bunch of kids that failed the first grade, now your class size is too big for the next first graders coming up, right? Mm-hmm. But I think, and as far as school systems go, we need to go to like what every other country in the world does, and that's where if you don't pass the test to get out of elementary school, you go to trade school. Mm-hmm. If you don't pass the test to get out of middle school, you go to a different trade school. If you don't pass the test to get out of high school, you go to trade school. And those people have extremely high numbers of people passing high school and people passing middle school and stuff. And if you're living in one of those countries, it's really, really there's a lot of peer pressure among the kids. If you ever talk to people that grew up in like Germany or stuff, talked to this guy who grew up in Germany, and his American businessman now, probably Pro 2A and all that stuff. He grew up in Germany, and he decided, hey, I'm going to pass all my classes because I got to, and all of his friends would have made fun of him for being dumb as a tree, as they say in Germany. Apparently, we say dumb as a rock here. It's a cultural thing, right? But you didn't want to get sent to tree school because you weren't smart enough to make pass. And here's the thing: they went to school for 4 hours a day. 1 hour of reading, 1 hour of math, 1 hour of science, 1 hour of social studies. Every once in a while there was music or art or something thrown in there, and they went home. It wasn't a babysitting service. School here is a babysitting service. Yeah, that's what it is. It's what it is.
And we're not producing. We're not
part of it.
Yeah, and we're not producing truly gifted people. And I think what that used to do, systems like that in places where that runs, I know England used to run like that. I'm not sure how they're running now. But what that did was it separated out everything. And look, some people come along later in life. So if you didn't catch up to that thing later, when you caught up later in life, you caught up later. Or, you went off, you did a trade. That's not a bad thing. There's folks who do trades and they make way more money than doctors and lawyers, right? So, or scientists or whatever, right? So I think that we do probably need to go back to that because everyone can't win. The idea that everyone can win is really making a lot of American kids stupid or overqualified for, it's like this weird thing that's going on, and we don't really have people out there that could do things when we should be building things. There's just a lot of different things that we could focus on and do here, but there's no one, especially when it comes to politics on the left or the right, who, in my opinion, like is truly interested in making a better America. I just really don't believe that, and everyone just looks at it like a lot as people looked at it when Trump said "Make America Great Again." It became like a bad thing to say, but yeah, I think America is still great, but it's slipping, and very quickly we'll see some people come along and kick our butts because we're not adapting and changing to everything that's going on and preparing ourselves for what truly lies ahead of us in the future. And we're missing all these great opportunities, because of the way the systems are. And just to get back to what I was trying to say to Walter, all of this was a great opportunity, right or wrong. I believe that the lockdown and all that was wrong, to reset certain systems and do things better. Look at businesses, for example. Nationwide used to have a massive corporate headquarters here in Gainesville. Okay, massive. I think they had 800 employees here. They didn't fire any employees. All those employees are working from home now. And they sold their building to, I'm going to give you guys 100 guesses of who Nationwide sold their big, massive building in Gainesville to.
Google.
Huh?
Google.
Either the University of Florida or the Chinese.
Boom! University of Florida now owns it.
Well, that's the same thing, Alaska.
Yeah.
And you laugh about that. The Chinese government has, in every major college, they have these like Chinese cultural organizations. Mm-hmm. It ain't nothing but Chi-Com spy and stuff going on there. That's the reason they have, and to influence these young mush-filled heads. Oh well, socialism's not bad. Look how nice those people are. Mm-hmm. Look at all that, and then it's like, yeah, okay, yeah. Well, the reason she was trying to get a hold of me, they left and went to the store, trying to buy an air mattress for the weekend here coming up to sleep on, and of course, the one that I want, nobody has. So.
Oh.
That's what.
You need an air mattress?
Well, I just want a plain old queen size air mattress, right?
Okay.
But everybody's got twins coming off not the yin yang. I went to Walmart today.
Put two twins together. We've done it before.
No. Yet. I have a 5-foot space in the back of the Pinsgauer to fit that air mattress. So it's perfect.
Okay, I see. Yeah. So if anyone's wondering what Walter's talking about, what is that, Walter? So we could throw it up, because I'm gonna be there. It's gonna be the end of next week, I think Friday, right, Walt? Friday, Saturday, and
Well,
Sunday. What is
yeah,
that
Friday,
event?
Saturday, Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah.
The first Florida chapter winter rally. It's military vehicle club that I'm involved in, and up in Green Cove Springs. And it's supposed to be a little chilly. I mean, it's not going to be Alaska chilly, but there's going to be one night that's like 30 something, and then during the day of like a high of 50 something. And for Florida, that's a little chilly, So
T-shirt weather.
50
yeah,
something.
yeah, shorts weather is shorts.
Yeah,
weather,
yeah. Alaska's like
Hey,
you.
that's cold enough to
you
blow your air.
weaklings. Go
That's
ahead.
cold enough to blow your O-rings on your space shuttle, though. So.
Freezing was,
Right.
was, unfortunately.
So check it out. So here, I'll share this on the screen. First Florida chapter, 2021 Winter Rally page. Here it goes. There's going to be a bunch of military vehicles out there and military vehicle reenactments, which is a lot of fun.
Yep.
So you see these guys doing running gun battles with tanks and on foot and all that kind of stuff. And it starts Thursday for the vendor setups. I'll be going out there Thursday evening once Walter's done putting everything up. That's usually.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
That's usually when I would like to roll in. And Walter, you're supposed to have food for me because Lola was asking me about this, and I said Walter said he was going to feed me.
There'll be food there. Don't worry.
Good. I'm just making sure.
Stuff that you eat. There'll be stuff you eat.
Oh, okay. Yes, I only want the finest of meat.
Yeah.
Okay.
You'll get the finest of everything, I guarantee you.
So anyway, it starts Thursday for vendor setup. So it's Friday, display vehicles will arrive. Setup Saturday, open to the public. Sunday, open to the public. So the open to the public days are Saturday and Sunday. The Saturday and Sunday.
Friday too.
Okay, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
And we'll be out there
Best
if
two
anyone.
days.
Go ahead. Sorry, Walt.
Yeah. Best 2 days are Friday and Saturday.
Yeah. So if you guys are looking for this, I'll throw it up on the screen again for anyone who's in Florida wants to be here. First Florida chapter 2021 Winter Rally page is where you need to go to find out info. We're going to be hanging out there. We're going to make some videos for Stranger Palooza, which is my automotive channel where I do military vehicles, RVs like this, a bunch of other stuff. Walter, are you bringing any mini bikes? Are we doing some dirt foot racing stuff out there?
It's a possibility.
Okay.
And the reason I say that is the military vehicle club, the national club, lost their insurance because of an incident that happened with a firearm in a parking lot of an event. Not even in the actual event, but in a parking lot. A gun went off. I can't remember if somebody was shot or what it was. So the ones that were insuring them pulled their insurance, and so now the club had to go out and get insurance. And it's got all this requirements about vehicles, whether they're roadworthy, have to have insurance. Non-roadworthy vehicles have to have insurance, and it's like okay. So I was going to bring my mini bike and this, that, and the other. I'm going to bring it anyways and see what happens. So. Oh,
okay.
It won't be the first time I've been a bad boy. So. Yeah. That's freedom. That's what freedom is. Fuck the insurance company.
Yeah, if you get kicked out, I get kicked out, but fine. As long as there's food, we'll park outside.
Oh, there'll be plenty of food, I guarantee you that, yeah.
We'll be parked up outside doing our own show.
Yeah.
The bootleg version. If we're first, we collect ticket money.
My friend's bringing his armored personnel carrier. Well, we are the show, one of the part of the show. So,
cool. Yeah. So should we talk about some guns here? What gun stuff do you want to talk about? You're in charge of this, Alaskan. You got to keep us in line. What gun are there any gun things you want to talk about? Or I know there's this whole thing about Biden, and he's obviously now said that he's going after the guns. So it's all been announced. Do you think you got any thoughts on that?
Well, my thing is he said in an interview he wasn't going to go door to door. How is he going to enforce it? How is he going to enforce any of this if he's not going to go door to door? I don't see anybody complying with this. If it's just a law passed, nobody's going to comply with this. Like, what am I going to have to do? Destroy my AR-15? Good luck with that. I mean, there are 20 million according to NBC, like 4 or 5 years ago, there are 15 million AR-15s. So that's probably an NBC number. So there's probably like 25 million AR-15s in this country. You're trying to tell me that you can keep them out of the hands of criminals when you can't keep drugs out of prison? It's like, it's crazy. And I just don't see it happening. But
at the
if they
same
do come
time,
around door to door,
that the borders are wide open,
sure.
and you're telling people not to enforce the law, you're trying to make laws so that we become criminals. Well, I don't know who in America is actually going to go for that.
Yeah, and here's the thing. If they do come to my door, I'm not saying there's a flower pot full of tannerite and nails at the door, but, because there's not. It's obviously too cold for that outside. But, if they do come to the door, people are going to think of ways to defend themselves. I mean, people are going to think of ways. There's going to be as many dead citizens and agents out there if they come to the doors. It's you're going to have to roll up on my house with an A10 Warthog. Just saying.
Yeah. So, listen, this is a weird thing going on, and I saw that GOA had a video that I shared on social media about this. That one of the things. So first of all, we got all these crazy bills coming out, right? And so there's all these crazy. Forgive the motorcycle rip-roaring by here. Not much we could do about that. But yeah, there was some senator I saw recently that she's got like 5 bills that she's putting up, and there's all this stuff going on. A lot of it is crazy. If we get crazy and riled up about everything, eventually we're going to get burned out. So we need to focus, and we need to be slow and steady with dealing with this. Armament and Access says, I will not comply. I 100% am behind that. And I think a lot of America is behind that, coming off of last year when Americans bought more guns than ever. So what I would say is stay vigilant, but at the same time avoid burning yourself out on this, because I think that this is what they're up to, right? If they keep smacking us upside the head, we'll get so confused and not be aware of what's going on, and then they will sneak something through. And we need to shore up the spine of Republicans. I think that's a big thing that we all need to work on. Go for it.
Absolutely. And that's one reason why I don't know. I emailed Lola to try to get you in it. But I did a song, because I write music too, and I did like a song that was called "From My Cold Dead Hands." It's like half. It was like half redneck, half opera type song, and like, you got to have some fun with it while you're doing this too. You got to be vigilant, but you said, so you don't get burned out. You got to make even you got to make sure your message gets heard. And that video tanked, of course, but they always do, because I'm not a professional musician. But
so wait, we probably didn't see that. So what? I could have been in a music video, you're saying?
You could have been in a music video. That's absolutely right.
That would have been awesome.
Like a hip hop, like a redneck hick, like video.
This video is on your channel. Is this video on your channel?
Yeah, it's called "From My Cold Dead Hands."
Okay, hold
on. From My Cold Dead Hands.
Let me see if I can search for it here on the channel. Hold on. I'll put your channel up again. You guys need to go there and subscribe. Let's see. It's called it's hidden because I don't see it right away. From My Cold. I'll just put "From My Cold" and see what happens. Boom, there it goes. Oh, there you go. Okay, everyone needs to go over here and like this video, smash the thumbs ups on it, and comment on it. I see Johnny B commented on it. I'm gonna go in here, and
he's actually in the end of it. He let me steal a clip of one of his videos, and so at the end of the song he says "From My Cold Dead Hands," so it's pretty good. It was nice of him. So he's a good guy. I actually bought the "From My Cold Dead Hands" T-shirt from him, and he sent me extra ones and stickers and stuff too.
Yeah, I'm trying to skip forward and see where's Johnny B. Is it just him saying that, or we don't get to see? It's just him. Oh, I see Clover Tack was in there.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Officer Greg from Tauflater Mouse, Officer Greg's Danger Show. He's in
Yeah.
there.
Oh,
I don't know if
cool.
you watched
Yeah.
it.
I need
Yeah.
to obviously I can't listen to are you singing opera? I don't know right now, but it looks amazing. Obviously I
Yeah.
can't listen to it and do the show at the same time here, but I would
Oh,
really
obviously.
yeah, I would really ask everyone out there to go look at that video right now. Listen, it didn't take off then necessarily the way that you want, but we could still get it going.
Absolutely.
You
And
know.
and my whole point of even sharing that is don't get yourself frustrated. Have some fun.
Hmm.
Have some fun with it. The whole point of that was to send the left a message, but hey, have fun at the same time. Because if I didn't write that music, all the stuff with it, I would have had, I would be like going around like this all the time. HR
Hmm.
127.
Hmm.
I'd be like that all the time. And there are times where I have, I talk to myself in the car sometimes about gun control, and there's times where I go, I want to arrest Sheila Jackson Lee, right?
Hmm.
For treason, just for coming out and putting that bill in. And if I didn't do something funny every once in a while, if I didn't think about it, if I didn't post a meme, if I didn't do something like that, then I would be, you
Hmm.
know,
Hmm.
I would not be a healthy person,
Yeah.
from many perspectives. So
Yeah.
you got to have fun, but you got to stay vigilant too. There's got to be balance in your life.
Yeah, there was this Eddie Murphy movie with oh man, it was this Eddie Murphy movie where he played like a Scientologist dude, and he had this thing in there. He was like, "Keep it together, keep it together." It was one of the funniest movies. Hold on, I'm gonna find this movie. It had Steve Martin in there. Does that someone tell me this? Let's see who could tell me the name of this movie before I get to it on IMDb. It was Steve Martin and Eddie Murphy, the only movie they've ever made together. And I think it was it. Here we go. Bowfinger. Have you guys ever seen that movie? Bowfinger.
No.
I haven't seen it. No.
Amazing. I guarantee you look at that movie, you will be rolling on the floor. Two of the funniest dudes ever making a movie. It's called Bowfinger, The Con Is On. And I'll just give you guys like a quick setup of this. Eddie Murphy plays two parts. But so Steve Martin is playing a director, like a Hollywood low budget director that has to trick everyone to be in his movie. And Eddie Murphy plays two twin brothers. One is like poor and ugly and all that kind of stuff, and and then the other one's a rich famous guy who's in Scientology. So the rich famous one is like losing his mind, and he keeps going, keep it together. They tell him to spell out Kit. I think his name is Kit in the movie, so it's like keep it together. But it's a real funny movie because Steve Martin decides to trick the famous one into being in the movie where he doesn't know he's in the movie. So they're like putting actors next to him when he's going out and playing out these crazy scenarios, and he and it just drives him totally nuts. So yeah, you have to check it out. It's a really really funny movie with Eddie Murphy in it. um, but yeah, you have to keep it together. Really important, and I always think of that whenever people are trying to do things to make us go crazy. I see some people saying there's some buffering out there again. I will check my speeds over here and see what we're getting. um, it's storming over here too, so that's probably not helping us in terms of
Well, that could be part of it. Yeah, it could be part of it.
yeah, we're still getting a pretty
That
good download though. We're getting like a 180 something on the download. you
yeah,
know
there is some red up your way.
yeah, there's some storms overhead here, so
Yeah.
yeah, I'm
I
getting a
have
pretty
heard one bolt of thunder being since I've been in Alaska.
really.
Like we don't have thunderstorms here, very rarely. And the odd thing was it was directly over the mountain I was climbing at the time, and so I turned around and ran back down the mountain pretty fast. So
Yeah, I guess that's what you do. That's what you're supposed to do. It's either a bad nature weather sign or some bears coming
yeah,
about to come
one of
after you.
the, one of the
Yeah, yeah. I think I asked you this before when you were on. You've had bear situations go down, right?
Yeah, I've had one that was two that were really close. One black bear stalked me down a trail. I was school teaching. It was the first morning of school, and I was up early to walk my dog. And I knew there was a bear in the area from signs, but and believe it or not, all I had on my pocket, I had bear spray on me, but all I had in my pocket was Glock 30 with hollow points in it. And so I don't. Now I've got better stuff, obviously, but that woke me up, and I ended up buying one. We stared at each other on the trail, less than 20 yards apart, for a good 2.5 minutes before it decided to take off. Um, and then a couple of years ago, this is after I started the channel, and I somehow deleted the GoPro footage like an idiot. Um, I actually had a mom and two cubs on the trail in front of me when I went walking with my dog, and they were just standing on the trail, and we had a nice little stare down. And she was a big mama too. She probably was 400 plus pounds. These are both black bears. And she scooted her cubs up a tree and then started to trot at me. And I fired my 10 millimeter into the ground as a warning shot because she was far enough away where I didn't have to shoot right away. And that worked. It actually, got her to go away. So, in my opinion, if they're charging you and it's close enough for bear spray, you're already in trouble, because a charging bear will go right through the cloud of spray because it only stays with them for a couple seconds. A nuisance bear might get distracted by bear spray and go away, or might get oh, that smells awful, let me go away. But a charging bear, one that's already come after you. As far as grizzlies, I've only ever seen two. One while fishing the Russian River with my brother, and that one was a pretty small one. And the other one I was hunting and I took. And it was a little bit bigger. It wasn't huge, but it was it's the bear rug that you see in my videos, that I put my guns on top of the bear rug. So it was an interior grizzly, so they don't actually get as big because they don't eat salmon. So it was 6 foot, 400 pounds or so, which was probably a yearling, and it was just coming out of its den, that kind of thing. So not the biggest one in the world, but actually that one scared me too. I shot it through the mouth with a .338 Winchester Magnum, and believe it or not, they're such tough animals. When I got up to it, I was thinking this thing's dead as a doornail. He still had air in his lungs that couldn't escape, and so his nerves would make him do like that every once in a while. And it was definitely an unnerving experience to have a grizzly bear that looks like it's about to get back up on you. It was dead as a doornail, and I ended up putting 3 rounds of 45 super hard cast through its head.
Yeah, just to make sure.
Yeah,
just to make sure. I was by myself, hunting bear by myself.
Wow.
Yes.
That could have gone so wrong. LV Louis Cypher says, if I ever go up to Alaska, I'm getting a FK Bruno. Bruno will take care of bear. Have you tried the FK Bruno?
No, there's no ammunition here for it, nor is there a gun for it. But if they want to send me one to test out, but I don't know how. I don't know how they would get the ammo for bears to Alaska, because you can't just ship ammo in the mail like you do other places. It has to be imported, exported. It all goes on a barge in Seattle and comes up here. So I don't know how they get the ammo here. I mean, if they want to send me the bullets and the casings and the dies, and you can ship those here, then I can do something. But we'll see. But I would love to test one out personally. But for me, it's 10 millimeter. I mean, I shot that bear with my Glock 21 that I converted to 45 Super, which it was cheap to do at the time, but it took so long to get it running correctly that I ended up buying a 10 millimeter while I was so.
Yeah.
So,
Armament. Go ahead.
Stuff.
Speaking of,
I got a 44 mag stuff though.
Okay, cool. Armament and Axis says Alaskan Ballistics 10 millimeter best millimeter.
Oh yeah, there was a little song about that too, by the way. So there's a song video about that too. So
yeah. Alex Dacia says upload speed is what you need, which looked pretty good earlier. Yeah, it's still pretty good. I mean, it may be fluctuating something here. There might be several things going on. This is like the Wi-Fi technology has not gotten there. I
don't think as many G's as we have all these G's, it still sucks. It still sucks in a lot of places.
Yeah, it sucks
You
D's.
know,
It sucks donkey D's. All
because
these
and there's
G's.
so many variables and all that. I mean, even though you got 5G and all this stuff, if you got how you're getting that, or where you're getting it, or what you're sitting in, the building you're sitting in, you're sitting in an all metal building, and you're going to try to get Wi-Fi. It might be a little tough. You know, it's like sitting in a metal camper. You know, come on, man. Is it going to be really good? I don't know. You know, are you sitting in a, what is that called? You know, the box you put your stuff in to protect it from an EMP attack.
Faraday cage?
Yeah, you're sitting in a Faraday cage. I mean,
yeah.
It's like, you know, it's like the telephone. You go my little rant here, then I'll go away. 100 years we tried to get the telephone perfect. We had the telephone figured out. Wires, all that stuff. We go to cell service. What do we get?
Terrible.
Yeah, I'm talking to my neighbor. He sounds like he's in Siberia. You know, I mean, you know, come on.
Yeah.
I guess we've advanced at the same time. We've kind of took a couple steps backwards. So, in our quest for technology. So,
I think that it's just one of those things. Once again, like we were saying, that for different reasons, most of it corporate stuff, which I guess is kind of like a theme of tonight. That there's corporations out there that just want to make money. So it's just like Valentine's Day or those things. A lot of the big telecoms, you know, they're still using the old ways of doing things, even though we're on mobile phones, and they don't want to upgrade it. They just want to collect that money.
Well, it's like Glock. As long as you're selling them,
yeah,
they're gonna keep making them. So
that's where the opportunities come along, I think, for guys like Elon Musk. I mean, like I said, they put fiber optic right up to outside of our gate, and then they won't turn it on. And I keep telling Lola, I'm pretty sure they're waiting to see what happens with Starlink. Because if they start losing business, I bet you they turn that thing on.
They have to be competitively priced also. So that's another thing too, which Yep.
You know, it's man, you know, it's just one of these things that we've got to deal with in America, that we refuse to go forward. There's third world countries that have better internet and stuff like that than we do in America, have better cell phone service than we do in America. You know, we're really a shithole, America. Honestly, we just don't want to upgrade. Listen, I love America. I don't want to live anywhere else. But I'm just saying, we refuse to upgrade stuff.
I saw about the cell service that came into like Somalia when they brought cell, and people made a lot of freaking money that did that, by the way, too. And they probably have pretty good cell service, but the rest of the place sucks.
Yes.
I mean, come on. You know, let's be real.
But there is an opportunity here, and I hope that it's not just Elon Musk, and it's not just like these low orbit satellites that he's putting up there, that it really makes some competition kick up in this space, and we get better options to do this craziness.
Yeah, I mean, you're never going to see in a rural environment, you're never going to see companies spending millions and billions of dollars.
I want gigaspeed, Walt, in the farm country, please.
If you got a town with 100 people in it, or a village, they're not going to run 100 miles of cable to get to that village. So that's where the satellite comes in. Obviously, that's the.
I believe there's a company. I don't know who it is, but they're high altitude, like weather balloons. If you could actually send everything up that, and you could just have it hover over a town with just enough like little rocket thruster to keep it centered over a town, or even tethered over a town. You could just keep it tethered there, and have airplane lights on it, that kind of thing. But
once again, it has to be relatively, unless the government is somehow subsidizing this stuff, it has to be relatively kind of profitable, because all that stuff requires maintenance. Whether it's you got to every once in a while, somebody's got to climb that tower and fix that flashing light on top. So,
big shout out to John Crump. He's out there. John Crump Alive. He's out there. He says, hey. Flying Rich is out there. He says, yo, yo, yo. And John Crump says, Florida man has kidnapped me. So basically, Flying Rich is kidnapped John Crump. That's what's going on. They're both, I guess they're both in New York City, right? Or New York, not New York City right now. Boss Hog is flexing on us. He says he has gig speed.
Good. I mean,
Bless your heart.
I've
Bless
got
your heart.
in the house here. I think the router we have in this house is pretty old too. So
Yeah. You have to get newer technology. I am going to test this with. I'm going to test this with the cell phones at some point, and see if we get the same crazy fluctuations with the cell phones. Is it worse? Is it better? What happens with that? So.
and then once again, as far as the government people saying, well, we need to get internet to the rural communities, and they spent billions of dollars supposedly doing this, and of course that all went in their friends' pockets. They didn't do anything. But I don't necessarily want the government being in charge of the internet either, which obviously, and because you're only going to see what they want you to see at that point. So, the internet needs to be a little more like the Wild West, and it's a free for all. In my opinion.
Well, you only see what they want you to see now.
Yeah, well, that's true too. The corporations are doing that. Yes.
Yeah. True enough. Let's go to this story because this came out over the weekend. This is a gun-related thing. This is in, what is this? Truth About Guns. Be careful about posting gun pictures online, especially in New York. Speaking of John Crump and Flying Rich out there in New York, we all know we have to be careful about what we post online. We have to be doubly careful if it involves our guns. But if it involves guns in New York City, it's best to just not do that at all. And this article is written by Jennifer Sensiba. And it says, on Friday, over a dozen people learned this lesson the hard way. And this is from NYPD News on Twitter. Based on intelligence gathered by at NYPD PSA2 Youth Coordination officers last night, Brooklyn North Violent Crime Squad stopped a party bus in Dumbo with passengers who were in possession of firearms. A total of 8 loaded handguns were recovered, charges pending. And they've got the pictures up here of the guns, the ammo, the magazines. And then the story goes on here to say that in a video of the incident posted online, you can see a group of police and emergency vehicles surrounding a party bus. The people on the bus were pulled off, and 14 were arrested. A total of 8 guns were taken from the bus's passengers. According to several media outlets, some gang members were celebrating their friend's 18th birthday, and things got a little rowdy. The group started posing with guns on the party bus and posting photos online. And of course, someone tipped off the popo. Yeah. What do you guys think about that?
Well, what that tells me is that in many areas of the country, if they do pass the crazy bills or any other bill about banning guns, the police are going to help the federal government. If they're willing to enforce, if they're willing to violate your Second Amendment like they're doing with that New York law, and they're willing to enforce it, then they're willing to do that. That's what I get out of it. Should you be drunk and in a gang and posing on a bus? Absolutely not. Okay. But should you, should the police is there anything criminal according to the Second Amendment that those guys did in that instance? No. All right. All that shows me is that the police in New York City are willing to, be the arm of the tyrant. That's all it is.
Yeah, not okay. We don't like the laws in New York City. Everybody agrees with that, but they are there the way they are. So don't do that kind of stuff for both the popo. Let's work. And one of these people, one of these fellas on the bus, convicted felons already.
I don't know, but they were definitely gang members.
They were being watched anyways, probably most likely. If they're gang members, they're keeping an eye on them anyways.
Yeah.
You're only hearing.
Go ahead, Walt.
You're only hearing part of the story, I think. So.
Yeah, I'm of a couple of minds of this story. So if these are bad guys and gang members and all that kind of stuff, I don't really have any. I don't feel sorry for them or anything like that for sure. At the same time, it also proves to me that New York City, all the laws and everything don't stop people from getting guns there. If people who are underage and criminals and all that can get their hands on these guns, 8 guns, and they're 14 people, right, driving around in this party bus in New York. What did the laws do? They didn't do anything. You know, am I happy about the cops responding to things like that? No, because I think ultimately, I guess I can see why the cops did it, but ultimately the idea of the cops going through social media and seeing someone has guns and going after them, and that becoming a regular thing, and then people getting red flagged and stuff like that because they have guns. Not everyone showing guns on social media is a bad guy. I mean, I show some more. And by the way, yes, it's raining for everyone who wants to complain, but I show some pretty I show some gnarly stuff on
Yeah, but you don't live in New York City.
Yeah.
You don't live in New York City, and that's what.
Yeah, I'm actually going to roll back here and play some of my gnarly stuff for you guys while we're talking about it, to those gang members. There we go. Check this out. Look at that, Walt. I texted you about this. You didn't even answer.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
because
Look at that. Look at that.
You're asking me what model of gun you're shooting. All right.
Yeah.
You are holding that gun. All you have to do is.
I can't remember everything. I know it's a HK. I think it's a HK G23K or something like that. But I'm not. I don't know. I can't like. See, I know there's the reason why I ask you, because there'll be some gun nerd if I go, oh, it's HK G23K. They'll be like, no, sir, that's actually the G21 XYZ that you know. So.
And the gun turd don't know either because he's not holding it. That could be an HK51. That could be something somebody made. They shortened the barrel, made it small like
it's
that.
It's an HK. It's an like it's.
Well, I'm sure it is. It's a G. It's a shortened G3.
Yeah.
But you know, I thought, oh, it was cool. It was a big fireball. I call it the fireball gun.
Yeah, it's so awesome. I love shooting that.
That's a thumper. When you fire that gun, you can feel a thump on your chest. It's like boom, 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 boom.
And I like to show the people why I call it tactical fat, because you know it helps.
Is it shaking?
No, because the tactical fat helps you to be able to do things like that without falling over.
That's a tactical anchor.
You know, if you're bony, you can't actually do that.
Yeah, you held on to it pretty good.
Yeah.
That's a good bear defense gun right there.
Yeah. You'll get
20 rounds of POV.
Yeah. What is it? What are those like dried out meats called again? You'll get not bear. Yeah, bear jerky out of that. Yeah, I know it's a HK. It's a HK in 308. I know that. I was trying to figure out, like, I couldn't remember. Was it a HK 20? I think it's a HK 23K or something. G23K or something. Right. Someone's gonna ask me. What was it?
I couldn't tell you exactly.
Yeah. So.
I'm an HK guy. So.
Yeah. Flying Ridge says, Hank, do you have my scope bag? Why would I have your scope bag? I don't know what that has to do with me. Yeah. That's so random. Why would I have your
Why do you have a bag?
Huh?
Why would you have a bag just a scope?
Yeah. Why would I have another man's scope bag?
I mean,
I'm not sure what he's talking about.
Have my scope bag. Does he keep a scope mouthwash in a bag? Is that what it is?
I don't know. Could be anything. Big Dre says Hank has that Florida man internet. You know it. Yeah, you know it. I think maybe Flying Rich left his bag or something over at Aries. But sir, you're gonna have to go over there and check in Lost and Found. That's how that goes down. Yeah, so I was out there and this guy brought out 14 machine guns.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, 14 machine guns.
I saw there was a Steyr there. Was that Steyr full auto?
Yeah, everything. So here, everything in these pictures are full auto, and let me see. I'll share them with you guys.
But there was a Beretta pistol. I see that.
Yes, that was here. I'll throw that up on the screen. I did shoot this, and this. Yeah, this is a machine gun. It was cool. Not enough rounds though, Walt. Not enough rounds.
Well.
Not enough rounds, you know. It doesn't have. They didn't have enough ammo.
I won't be going to England in the summertime.
No.
And because the girl we know over there that's a promoter that has an event she was getting ready to do, they got canceled. They canceled.
Oh. So check this out. I'm gonna show the picture with the AUG in it. So okay, yes, that was a machine gun. I did shoot that. I did shoot the Steyr pistol there. Now, do you see that 22, that Mark III, right there? Now, tell me this, Walt. Have you ever seen a Ruger Mark III, right? The 22 pistol, integrally suppressed machine gun. Have you ever seen that, sir?
A pistol. No, I haven't.
Yeah. That's what that was.
I'm getting to it. I haven't got to it yet.
Yeah, and I definitely shot it several times.
That's cool.
And it was awesome.
Yeah.
It was really awesome.
I like the 308 though. That's the.
Yeah, the 308 was cool. I'm trying to see what else I had on the table here. Let me see.
There's no way that Mark III holds enough rounds to have fun. Hey, what?
No,
it's 0.6 seconds in your gun.
Yeah, it's like done. Yeah, 10 rounders. So what is the deal? There are no Mark III magazines that are over 10 rounds? You can't get a 10?
Not really. I mean, extended mags like that. I don't know if anybody makes it or not.
Pro Mag might, but they stink. They usually, I mean, all their stuff.
Yeah, Pro Mags don't work. Yeah. Yeah, we need like 100 round something for that. But it was, I'm gonna tell you, it was amazing. It was amazing. So here's some of the other guns that were on the table. We share with you guys. That's an AK machine gun there. 545 AK. There's the one, the 308. Was that? Yeah, that was the 308 that I was shooting, I think. So what's that, Walt? What are you saying?
I was gonna ask Alaska if he's ever been to Kodiak Island.
I have not actually, no. I was supposed to go last year, but then COVID. I coach high school football too, so we were supposed to actually have a JV game in Kodiak, and that didn't happen. So.
Oh, okay. No, because that's like one of those bucket list things. Kodiak, grizzly bear, brown bear, whatever. That and the Cape buffalo. But yeah, just I've seen that there was a television show I saw once about some police in Kodiak, and this girl moved up from the 48 up there to work in law enforcement, and they're trying to teach her about the bears, and it's just like an everyday thing, There's a bear in the backyard over there, It's like, oh shit, there's a bear in the backyard, But that was just interesting, just a whole nother lifestyle. So.
It's funny. I've heard a lot of people hunting there. There's actually Sitka blacktail deer there, and a lot of people will get a permit for both, right? Brown bears and blacktail deer. And I had a friend who was telling me, yeah, I didn't see any deer, so all I did was fire my pistol down into the ground, and I had a permit for a bear. Here comes a bear, thinking he's going to eat my carcass. And so now I got my bear.
Too, yeah. If you shoot a gun, they think you've killed something, and they show up. Yeah.
Oh, it's like a whistle. It's like a dog whistle.
Yeah, it's like a
dinner bell.
Yeah.
Dinner bell.
Yeah. Brian Quick wants to know from you, and if you guys have questions for Alaskan Ballistics, great time to jump on it right now. Brian Quick says, with all the ammo testing, have you changed your perceptions of cartridges, or let's say one cartridge in particular?
The answer is yes, I have. When I grew up in Georgia, people wear light clothes all the time, and stuff like that. I was into those rounds that expand quickly, like the Corbon Powerball or the MagSafe or the Liberty Defense or the RIP, and now I think they're just all gimmick rounds because I don't think they would penetrate enough. Oddly enough, I actually shot a white-tailed deer in the neck with one of those Corbon Powerballs, and that's what changed my mind then, in Georgia still. It didn't penetrate near enough to actually do any damage. So, yeah, there's definitely some opinions there, perception of cartridges. The other one, if I may, I was thinking, well, it's just another short-action cartridge. It's the 6.5 Creedmoor. Once I started shooting it, it's fun to shoot. One of these out of it took a caribou, one of these little 127 grain Barnes LRX. So I've become a little bit of a Creedmoor fanboy. Is it the best cartridge ever? No. For hunting and stuff like that? No. But is it fun to shoot? Yeah. No recoil, can shoot a long distance, have plenty of hunting options for under 300 yards where you still have power. Yeah, it's a nice little round. And now I got 3 of them. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's changed my perception of a cartridge. Yeah.
Yeah. So now there's some complaints about the rain. This is authentic. This is how you know this is not a CGI or a green screen.
He's got the green screen RV.
I'm authentically outside and it's really raining.
The only way you'd fix that noise you're hearing, because it's hitting your vent up top. That's where you're hearing that noise. It's hitting the. You'd have to insulate that vent somehow or isolate it, because that's a thinner material up there smacking against that. It's like in the house here when it really comes down hard. If you're standing by the stove, it's hitting the vent on the roof, and you can hear it hitting the rain hit the vent on the roof, the sheet metal vent, before you hear it everything else. So
yeah. We keep it reals around here. We keep it reals. It's for reals out here. I'm actually look. Let me see. Should I show people? I don't know if I should show everyone. Go ahead, Walter. I'm listening.
I was going to say about projectiles. I mean, I've always people with their hollow points and all this stuff. If you're shooting a big animal with a lot of bone and all that, big heavy skin, you want to go in. You don't want to explode on the outside.
Correct.
So I want a big heavy bullet that's gonna punch a hole all the way through.
This is the vent.
Absolutely.
I'm actually in the RV while these guys are talking. See, everything's blacked out over there so that no one can see what I'm doing in here. But I'm actually really genuinely in an RV. Wait, hold on here. I'll go full screen.
Are we supposed to be seeing that?
Yeah. Oh, you're not seeing it yet? It'll come through.
No.
So I'm doing like a little 360 turn of the RV that I'm in. And this is literally, so right over here, this is literally the bathroom. If I open it up, it's literally the bathroom in there. I got a bunch of stuff hidden away in there, but you can kind of like see the throne in there. I got a blanket on top of the throne. So yeah, it's literally, there's my screen. Everything that I'm doing. I got a little fan there that's USB and it stopped running, so I'm really hot as balls in here. There's a sink, and then I put out these blackout curtains that you see up all over the place, so that way I could that's my way of like people walking by outside, because this is kind of like not a good neighborhood, so I don't want people to be fully aware of what I'm up to. So yes, I'm genuinely here. We keep it what other show keeps it this real? We're pioneers. It's like I went out to Alaska with Alaskan Ballistics, and built a log cabin from my own 2 hands. Like I chopped down the trees and harvested the wood and built the log cabin log by log,
That would
I'm
be
down if you want to come.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
I don't want to actually do that, but I want to stay in the log cabin.
Oh, come on. Bucket list, man. Bucket list. Build your own log cabin. Hey, we might all have to build our own log cabins if all this shit gets passed. So, I'm just saying.
Oh, man. Yeah. Skeevy Waver says I look uncomfortable. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on here, so I'm trying to figure all of this out at the last minute. So yeah, I'm kind of sitting forward. Eventually, I'm gonna get this done a lot better. Right now, the camera is suction cupped up to the bottom of a cupboard. This is so ghetto. I don't think you could get more ghetto than this. I really don't. Let's see. Armory and Access says no one wants to see what you might be doing in there, buddy. Not doing anything. I think you guys would know if I was doing something.
Mighty Streaming is asking, this is a question for Alaskan Ballistics. Do they eat bear meat or just a trophy?
Good question.
Black bear is usually eaten. I actually had some blackbird burgers a few weeks ago. Brown bear is usually just a trophy, unless you get it in the early spring and it's a young one, in which case you can eat it. They're pretty good mixed. A lot of people will mix their brown bear with pork and make burgers that way. I don't eat pork because of dietary issues, but Like I've mixed mine with turkey burger and stuff before. So if you get a young one in the spring that's not eating salmon, now both of them are terrible once they start eating salmon. So,
so the salmon
yeah.
messes it up. You would think they would taste like salmon cakes or something like that if they were eating the salmon.
That's the problem. That's the problem. It's raw salmon, not cooked salmon. Yeah. Now
So
they actually.
You mean the fish oil's not good for those big bears?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
If you get one on berries, that we have tons of wild berries here. Like, there have been times where I ran out of food hunting and I was just eating wild berries for like a day. If you get one that's on berries only, like all the salmon have stopped flowing and running, and it's right before winter, and they've been doing nothing but eat berries, they actually taste pretty sweet. It's actually like a sweet meat, and people love those. But you got to get away from a salmon stream and get a black bear that's been eating berries. So there's that. Somebody had a question about the Kel-Tec C33 up in the chat just a little bit ago, whether or not it was going to get.
Yeah, go ahead. What was the question? Do you remember?
Yeah, I got it right here. So, question: Kel-Tec CP33, will it get banned for aggressive design and high cap, even though it's just a 22?
Good
and
question.
The answer is probably so. The answer is probably so, but who cares? I mean,
they're gonna ban everything, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna
ban.
Who
cares? I mean, how are they gonna enforce it?
Yeah.
How are they gonna enforce it? That's the question.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah,
we won't comply.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Armament X said, I have 8 black bear meat. Black bear, it wasn't bad. It was not bad. So.
Okay, there you go. And Zeke Geek, also a follow-up question, I guess, to that, Alaska. Zeke Geek says, and are those new background checks that actually get references from exes, is that real?
That's what
it's not. It's a real bill that has been put forward, but it's not law, and it should never be law. But it is a real bill that's been put forward.
That's the way those people think.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, they don't.
Yeah. Go ahead, Alaskan.
Does that mean I can say some stuff about my ex-wife?
Well, as I've stated before, that does not work that way for the males. Mm-hmm. It only works that way for the females. Mm-hmm. Because everything they say is the truth, and you have to defend yourself, and then the guys,
It's not law. It's just a bill that's being put forward. We're going to see lots of crazy bills put forward, and we just have to stay aware of everything, but not drive ourselves crazy over it. I know there's lots of people pulling their hair out. We just need to shore up the spine of the politicians out there supposed to represent us, and then make sure that they know no matter what they do, we're not complying with that. And if they really want to live in a different America, they can keep pushing this. And I hope they enjoy where it goes, because the rest of us won't. It'll be, it'll be bad times. Shout out to Hootie Hoo. Hootie Hoo's coming in there. Hootie Hoo.
Hootie Hoo.
He's in there.
That's the hardest working man on the internet, putting out a
shooting
video every day.
Man. He must have a pile of ammo someplace.
Yeah, he's making babies
he's
and putting out videos.
That's all right. That's all right.
He's no joke. I was looking at he did a video where he was in, was it Gun Prime? I think Hootie Who did a video in Gun Prime's warehouse. Did anyone see that with the ammo?
Yeah. I got the ammo.
Yeah, and it was funny because his son was dancing. I could swear his son was like dancing. And I was like, wow, he's just there with all this ammo. What is the deal? I'm sure he left with some of those boxes in one of those shopping carts out of there. Yeah, listen, everyone smash the thumbs ups out there. We're smashing up right now against the 9 o'clock hour here. If you guys have if there's a final question for Alaskan Ballistics, let us know. I definitely would ask you guys to go to his YouTube page and check that out and subscribe to it. There's tons of great videos there, and you can find out the ways to communicate with him and all that. But we are going to get into it here. Matter of fact, let's do you guys want to start doing that here? I'll start with Walter, right? And of course, we want the people to go to Dirtfoot Racing on YouTube and subscribe to that. But what else do they need to do, Walt?
They can do that. They can go to Safety Hour Firearms on YouTube, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook too. Plus, there's safetyhourfirearms.com. We can actually order things, buy things. And then there's stenparts.com for Sten parts and other things that go bang bang. And at Dirtfoot Racing, yeah, I mean, check it out. We're working on that 24-hour bike. Got a 24-hour mini bike race coming up in March. So I don't know how that's going to go, but we'll find out. And we're building a new bike to take it over there. And plus the military vehicle rally coming up this weekend, which Hank mentioned earlier in Green Cove Springs, Florida. Mm-hmm. So I've been kind of busy getting ready for that.
Yeah, this is going to be a busy week. I think I'm probably only going until maybe Wednesday or something this week.
And this is me last night for this week.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so let's go to. By the way, Jace, let's see who said this. I think, I believe it was Agent Entropy asked this question. It says, "Does it help to save the video to a list in addition to smashing the thumbs up?" Yes. If you create a list or save it to a list, all of that goodness helps for any of us. Zeke Geek said, "Thanks for supporting our gun rights, guys. You're welcome. We're all in this together. We all have our part to play. I just want to make sure that you guys don't get crazy and get burnt out on this and start ignoring it. I know most of the people here won't do that. So let's go to Alaskan Ballistics. Tell us how the folks can follow you, support you, etc., etc., etc.
Okay, so obviously we're a YouTube channel. We put out a video every Wednesday and live chat every Tuesday. And then I'm on Instagram, MeWe, Facebook, The Jump. I'm on that app as well. And those are all good places to message me. And, I'm starting to get back into reloading my own ammo. So if you want to know the actual formulas I use, that's contact me, because I can't say them out loud on YouTube kind of thing. But I've got a reloading video coming up this week where I put a 120 grain in a 7mm Remington Magnum and see it go 3,600 feet per second. So, yeah. So, I'm trying to.
All right.
You know the Fort Scott TUI ammo?
Yes.
Tumble upon impact.
Yeah.
I've tried their 7mm. Is an all solid copper, and I got it going 3,600 feet per second, but it still would not go through steel body armor. So just let you know.
Okay.
It's a spoiler alert coming up on the channel. So.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Let me know when that comes up. I hope you have a different way to get in touch with me other than my email. Maybe ask Lola. So if something comes up that you really want me to take a look at, you can get in touch with me directly, and I'll make sure I do that. On my part, I would ask everyone to go to hankstrange.com, of course, and also on the Stranger Palooza side, we have a video going up. I was over at the RV place here, and there was a nice Class B RV that I took a look at, and I did a video look at that for folks who are interested in that kind of stuff. To me, it's a fun way not just to do this, but to get around and go places. Literally, we went out there to Aries on Friday night, and we spent the night out there in the cow pastures. And yes, there was a lot of methane, and the carbon monoxide detector on the vehicle went off.
What?
Yeah, it did. There was so much methane, in here.
And then I had to. It was from the. I don't think it was from the cows.
I think Trey says it was from swamp gas.
Yeah, swamp ass. Swamp ass.
No, so when I vented the vehicle, it all went out. So at least I know the detectors are working. So anyway, oh boy. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, let me roll in the end here. Everyone, hang out right there. All right, guys. Thanks for watching the show. We really appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Make sure you smash those thumbs ups. Leave your comments. We will rip out the audio from this and throw it up on iTunes and all your other favorite places to listen to your audio podcasts. Walter, what was that you were throwing up there just now?
Oh, I was just showing up the weather, showing why you're hearing that thunder outside your place.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause it's all red.
Yeah, this is for real. Agent Entropy says methane is odorless. They add sulfur to it so you know there's a gas leak. Maybe it was something else. It was something else. There was so much cow poop. The cows were pooping. I think the cows were gathered around the van and they were pooping, like in unison on the van or something like that. But anyway, we survived. We survived it. Listen, thanks so much to Alaskan Ballistics for coming on, as well as Walter from Safety Harbor Firearms. Enjoyed hanging out with you all tonight. Hope you had a great show. We will see you tomorrow. We're out of here. Peace. Oh, by the way, who's got the last word? Actually, Alaskan Ballistics. Last word, sir. I forgot. Almost forgot.
Oh, last word.
Yeah.
Hey, stay vigilant and tell your state representatives to nullify and succeed if gun control passes.
All right. There you go. We're out. Peace.